If you were made out of craft paper like the Paper Mario characters and could origami yourself into anything you wanted, what would it be? I'm Mac Fraser.
And I'm Backrolls, and welcome to the Nintendo Nerds, a series where we talk about art, design, and all things Nintendo.
So stick around because in today's video we're going to be talking about the surprise Paper Mario trailer that we were gifted last week, what it means, as well as some of our hopes for the newest installment in the Paper Mario franchise.
So, Mac, will you crease yourself and be reborn like me?
Oh, I have wanted to be a paper airplane my whole life.
That was dark, though.
Goals. Oh, sometimes Paper Mario goes that way. If you think about the first one, they took his heart. They took his heart right out of his chest, that dinosaur thing.
Oh, touche. You know, that's a good point.
and that spooky forest.
Yes, you know, Paper Mario has not been afraid to be a little adventurous in the past. Whether that leaves you a Paper Mario fanatic or a Paper Mario on the fencer, that remains to be seen. So we just got the surprise 2 minutes. That wasn't a ton of footage for a game that's coming out so soon.
No, it really wasn't. I would think that if this game is ready to go and they're saying that's going to be out in about 2 months, that maybe we could have been given, a little bit more. The trailer itself felt a little jump cutty, but, we got some stuff, and I think we pulled a little bit here that we want to talk about.
Absolutely. We are still talking about Paper Mario, a series that both you and I have had a lot of love for in the past, so I definitely think there's things that we are super excited about and things we are a little apprehensive about.
I'm really hoping that my nervousness about this ends up being for naught, because I was a big Paper Mario fan for the first two, Paper Mario on the N64 and the Thousand Year Door on the GameCube, but I have to be honest, it has not been a series that has really pulled me in since. It is one of, it's got Mario's name on it, but it's not quite a AAA series, I would say, and Nintendo likes to take some liberties with this one and try different things.
They certainly have in years of late. Super Paper Mario was certainly a shift that was mostly well received by the public. I have to admit, I'm more of a traditional RPG fan, and the direction that Paper Mario took after that just hasn't appealed to me. I have not picked one up after playing through Super Paper Mario.
See, and that was one that I didn't play. It looked almost a little bit like a platformer to me, and I have to be honest, when I was looking at Paper Mario games at the time that one came out, I wasn't looking for a Paper Mario platformer. I was looking for a story-based RPG.
Yes, but we have high hopes that that's what we're going to get out of this new one. We didn't see a whole lot, but people have picked apart the trailer enough to know that the sense of humor is still there. I'm really cracking up at the ancient hieroglyphics of the giant human toads.
Oh, yes.
And I think these animated style games, they hold up so well, and the comedy is kind of timeless. It's silly and it's a little bit rated E10, but I'm not necessarily out because of that, as long as the game mechanics are really fun. This looks beautiful. It reminds me of the same really adventurous choices that the Yoshi's platformers have been taking in terms of art direction swings of late. It's really beautiful and it's really inventive.
Yes, to your point about the art direction and even the way that some of these games are presented, I know that we may not have been the biggest fans of Luigi's Mansion, but we both really enjoyed the presentation of that game and the kind of humor that was in it and the way it was delivered. I think that with some of these franchises, Nintendo does a very good job of that, because these games are meant to be fun. They're meant to be light, even if something like Paper Mario is supposed to have a bit more of a story to it.
I don't really mind having a story that is safe enough that some littles in the house might be able to watch it alongside me while I don't let them play. Even though I don't have littles in the house, I might have them one day. And Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is a game that is so great, I still revisit it from time to time. I will probably revisit it in the next couple months while we're leading up to this Paper Mario. So I am really not averse to that idea.
So comparing this one, with the short little trailer that we got compared to some of the other Paper Mario games that we've played, I think first thing that we want to talk about is this one seems bigger. It seems like it's on a bit more of a grand scale. I think that the visuals of it look really, really good. One thing I am a little concerned about is there was one little snippet in the trailer where, Mario was kind of going around, I think it was a desert at nighttime, and it just seemed a little, barren. It just didn't feel like there was a whole lot to the world, so I really hope that if they are billing this as an RPG title, that the world feels a little bit more fleshed out. Like, I hope that most of it is inhabited and we have different towns. And, you know, if you go back to the first Paper Mario, there were so many different locales in that game, and all of the characters in the different towns were dressed up differently, whether it was snowing or they were in the desert and all that kind of stuff. And I hope that they do the same thing here.
Well, I do think the big purple desert intrigued me a little bit, but I think for different ways. Or maybe it gave me a different impression that leaves me a little more optimistic than you are about those really large sections, because we also saw Mario running through this big grassy, plainsy field.
Mm-hmm.
What I was thinking is, what if what they are indicating to us in those two, I'm totally speculating, but what if what that means is that they go through some big Final Fantasy type open world sections where you will enter from town to town, but there are sections of the overworld where you'll have to travel, and like some Final Fantasy games, some of this combat might be optional.
And that's fair. The thing is, you look at some of these larger games, like, I get that Breath of the Wild is a little bit more of an action style RPG, but the thing is, if you are going to build a big world, I feel like you have to put stuff in it. And not just placeholders, things that are there for you to explore even further, not just wide open space.
Very true. But I think the big yellow ribbon was stretching across that big purple desert, and it looked like Mario was kind of heading toward it. I was kind of speculating storyline-wise, maybe we're chasing down the ends of all of these ribbons that have wrapped around the castle.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I do think there will be different mechanics in each of these. These worlds look really big, but I do think they will each come with their own different mechanics, because we did see a sea chart, kind of a la Wind Waker. And I also saw that there was the ability to dive. So now, will this be like a Wind Waker light moment, where we have a mini sea to search for things? Who knows?
That would be nice. Absolutely. And one of the things I did notice about the desert too is there were some glowing spots in it. Again, a la Wind Waker. They were little and yellow and circular, and they kind of existed. So I wonder if there will be ways to dig up treasure and healing items and all that stuff along the way.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I just think it's really funny that you use the exact same words that I did when going back to my notes and looking at all the cinematics. It does look really grand. It looks much larger in scale than the Paper Marios you and I played back in the day.
Well, we got to think that the first Paper Mario is coming up on almost being 20 years old, I think. I think it's 2001.
Very true. We are
spectacular
old.
game still, though. I have no complaints about that one.
We're old, Mac.
Oh, I know. It is what it is, though. We still get to play the games that we love, and thankfully, good games never go bad.
Good point.
So we talked a little bit before the video about some of the other little nuanced mechanics that we saw, and you had said that some of the things that you were seeing kind of reminded you a little bit of the Thousand-Year Door and some of the liberties that were taken there.
Agreed. I really liked the big stretchy Mario arms. Also, you have wanted Paper Mario in Smash for forever, and those stretchy arms would be a tremendous addition to his lineup. Just saying.
I really hope that with something like this that they might consider a Paper Mario for Smash. I think that would be a really cool addition. You look at someone like Game & Watch, let's do it.
Paper Mario with a tether grab. Let's do it.
But we're already getting an arms representative in Smash.
But
I digress.
We're getting arms DLC. We have Spring Man, Paper Mario, Stretch Armstrong, the works.
So the first one was everyone who takes damage gets stronger. The second DLC pack is going to be...
I got them stretchy arms.
Yes. All right. We have figured out Smash. Smash has figured out everybody. Stretchy arms is in season. As far as it goes with the battle system, if we're talking about a couple of the last games here, neither of us played Color Splash. I have mentioned in other videos that, I played a little bit of Sticker Star. It was a game that I ended up playing for about 10 hours and then returning or trading in because I just did not enjoy it. They took some liberties with that battle system where it was card based and you couldn't attack if you didn't have the card you needed and stuff like that. And I have to be honest, that again, it was too far of a departure from what Paper Mario started as. But from the couple of snippets that we saw in this, I feel like there's some promise to be had. It looks like we're kind of going back to the turn-based and quick time event type battle systems that we found earlier in the franchise with a bit of a twist.
Yes, who knows how much of that circular grid is going to be a regular part of the battle rotation, or if it's just going to be a mechanic for part of the journey. Well, as we said at the top of the video, the teaser we got is pretty short, so it's really hard to know exactly what this game will look like in its final form.
As two huge fans of the first two Paper Mario installments on the N64 and GameCube, the trailer really appears to offer a promise of something pretty good coming our way. So let's hope that's the case.
So what did you think of the trailer? Did you see anything that really stuck out to you? Like the two of us, do you hope that this game returns to a more traditional style of battle system? Or did you enjoy the card-based mechanics of Sticker Star and Color Splash? Sound off in the comments below or send us a message on Twitter or Instagram.
Thank you so much for watching. For more nerdy content, please make sure to hit that subscribe button.
As always, we hope you leave this video ready to pick up a Pro Controller, a paintbrush, or a pen. I'm Backrolls.
And I'm Mac Fraser, and this has been the Nintendo Nerds.
Help! Help!